The rumble of Harley engines echoed through the small town's main street as the Iron Hawks Motorcycle Club rolled in, a dozen leather jackets glinting under the morning sun. They weren't troublemakers, not anymore. Most of them were veterans, men who'd seen too much and found peace in brotherhood, coffee, and long rides. At the gas station on the corner, a small figure stood next to an old, rusted bicycle. A boy, maybe 9 years old, wearing a faded hoodie and shoes too big for his feet. He was holding a cardboard sign that said in shaky handwriting, "Buy my bike, sir. Mommy hasn't eaten in 2 days." The bikers slowed. Their leader, Jack "Bear" Lawson, a grizzled Marine vet with a heart bigger than his Harley, killed his engine and removed his helmet. "Hey, kid," he said gently. "What's this about?" The boy looked up, eyes red from crying. "My mom, she used to work at Miller's Diner, but it closed last month. We got kicked out of our house. I just want to get her some food." He wiped his nose with his sleeve. "You can have my bike for $10. Bear swallowed hard. His brothers shifted awkwardly, their tattoos and biker chains suddenly feeling out of place next to the boy's innocence. "Where's your mom now?" Bear asked. "In the old motel down the road," the boy whispered. "Room 7. Bear reached into his wallet and pulled out a $100 bill. "Keep your bike, kid. We'll handle this." But as he handed over the money, the boy shook his head. "No, sir. I want to earn it. Please, buy the bike." Bear froze. That single sentence, simple, honest, proud, hit him harder than any bullet or battle. He crouched down and put a hand on the boy's shoulder. "You remind me of someone," he said softly. "Me, a long time ago." 15 minutes later, the Iron Hawks rolled into the rundown motel parking lot like a storm. The place reeked of mold and despair. They found room 7, door cracked open, and inside sat a pale woman clutching an empty can of soup, the boy's mother. When she saw the bikers, she flinched. "Please, we're leaving soon," she said quickly. "We're not causing trouble." Bear stepped forward. "Ma'am, we're not here to cause trouble. Your boy sent us." Her eyes filled with tears. "Ethan? Oh God, he shouldn't have." Bear cut her off gently. "Ma'am, your son just tried to sell his bicycle to feed you. That's not something a kid should ever have to do." She broke down then, shoulders shaking, sobbing into her hands. Through her tears, she told them everything. Her husband, a local mechanic, had died in a hit-and-run 6 months ago. The driver never stopped. Police said the case went cold. She'd been drowning in debt ever since. The same garage owner who once called her family good people had repossessed her house when she couldn't pay rent. Bear's jaw tightened. "What garage?" he asked quietly. "Henderson Auto Shop," she whispered. The bikers exchanged looks. Henderson. They knew him, a local big shot who liked to brag about helping veterans while scamming anyone desperate enough to trust him. The next morning, Henderson's shop was unusually quiet when the Iron Hawks arrived, all 12 of them, leather vests gleaming in the sunlight. Bear walked in first, a calm mountain of muscle and steel. "Morning, Rick," he said, voice level. "You got a minute?" Henderson looked up from behind the counter, startled. Sure, Bear. What's this about?" Bear set the boy's bicycle on the counter, the one the kid had tried to sell. "Recognize this?" Rick frowned. "No. Should I?" Bear leaned in. "You should recognize honor when you see it. Kid's been starving while you were living off his father's debt. That ends today." Rick scoffed. "That's business, Bear. Not my problem." The shop fell silent as 12 bikers slowly removed their helmets in unison. The air turned heavy. Bear smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "You're right. It's not business. It's personal. He slid a small photo across the counter, a Marine unit from Afghanistan. Henderson's brother had served with them. Your brother owed his life to the man whose family you just ruined. Henderson froze. Bear continued, voice low. We're giving you two choices. Make this right, or we make it known what kind of man hides behind that fancy shop sign. By the end of the day, Henderson had quietly donated enough to pay off the family's debts, covered a year's rent for a new home, and arranged a job for the mother at a local diner under new management, owned by a friend of the club. That evening, Bear and his crew showed up at the motel again, this time with bags of groceries, a brand new mountain bike, and a set of keys. The boys' eyes widened. Is that, for us? Bear crouched down again, same as before. You earned it, kid. You didn't beg. You stood tall. That's what real men do. The mother hugged him, tears streaming down her cheeks. I don't know how to thank you. Bear smiled. Just keep going. That's thanks enough. As the bikers rode off into the sunset, the boy stood outside the motel, his mom's arm wrapped around him, watching the engines fade into the distance. For the first time in months, hope didn't feel like a dream. Moral. Sometimes, the loudest hearts beat beneath the roughest leather. Real strength isn't about power or revenge, it's about lifting someone who's fallen and reminding them they still matter.